couple days ago, I accidentally formatted my entire Ubuntu partition, and so now I'm going through the process of trying to reconfigure it all. And so, in parallel, I decided it might be useful to create a video series showing how I like to set up my environment in order to do data science. And so, that's what we'll be going through today, just looking at the various tools and how to configure them so you can have a successful workflow. The first thing that I like to start off with is Anaconda. And what Anaconda does is it wraps a lot of the data science stuff all into one convenient package. And so you might already have um, Python installed, like Ubuntu automatically comes with both Python 2, it seems, yeah, Python 2.7.15, and it also has Python 3 installed. So you could go down the route of just doing pip install and installing NumPy and pip install and scikit-learn and all of that stuff, or you can go through Anaconda and it will wrap everything up for you. Um, you get a lot of additional packages and a whole ecosystem built around this stuff. And so we'll just go through the install process. This will be the first video just looking at specifically what we get right out of the box using Anaconda. So you can see an example, a few examples of the various things that are included. But if you want to look at more, you can see that hopefully I can find it. There's a whole bunch of packages that come along with Anaconda. So if we look at the 64-bit Linux section, you can see here's the column that shows us everything that's included, and then here are things that can be easily installed on top of. So it comes with stuff like, I'm not familiar with any of these actually, but Beautiful Soup, that's an important one. There's just plenty of packages that come pre-installed, and so this is a good substitute for instead of needing to go pip install Bodo, pip install Bokeh, I think I saw earlier. And this simplifies your workflow, and it also comes with a bunch of stuff that allows you to manage your environment. And so we'll go through the instructions of how to install this. So we're on Linux this time, so there's the option for the 3.7 or the 2.7. Python 2 is getting sunset very soon, so I would recommend 3.7. We'll start off with that. So now the download is going. This might take a little while. So while that's downloading, what this is doing is it's bringing in a bash script which will do all of the work for us. And so if we look down at the directions here, if you're on a bunch of other distributions, you might need to run some additional commands. But if you're on Ubuntu, you should be fine. So we'll do the directions for 3.7, and what we have to do is we have to copy this command, and then we'll go over to our terminal and we will run that command, and that should get us started on the Anaconda install. So we'll hit enter to continue. This will open up the license agreement. We can scroll all the way to the bottom with enter. So now it's asking us, do we want to continue with this? We say yes. And then it's asking us which directory, where do we want this installed. And so you, at this point, you can hit enter if you want to continue, Control C if you want to cancel out, or you can enter in a path name if you want to define something different. Right now the default is home/Ryan/Anaconda3. That's fine for me, so I'll just hit enter. Now it's going through this big process of pulling in all of these different, extracting the packages that it's brought in with that download we just downloaded. So now it's asking us basically, one of the things about the Anaconda ecosystem is it comes with a package manager and virtual environment manager that kind of supersedes pip, if you're familiar with that. And so what this will allow us to do is have different virtual environments for different sets of packages. So if you have one project where you're working on a bunch of web development stuff and you need um, Django and request and a few other things, then you can have an environment that's focused just on that. And then you might have a different environment where you're working with um, TensorFlow and scikit-learn and a few other things, and you want just those packages, and you need a specific version of those. And so the environment manager, Conda, will allow you to manage that. And what this is asking us now is if we want to initialize with Conda, which will make it the default environment. So right now, if we type in Python 3, it's going to pull in the Python 3 that only has the packages associated with pip. But if we say yes here, it's going to default to our Conda environment. And we'll do this here. So now Conda is set up, and so now we have all of these things that have been brought in. And we'll continue on a future video showing the various tools that are built into Conda and what you can do now that we have that. And so the first thing that we need to do now that we've got this installed, we have to close that down and open a new terminal so that it will reset. And now you can see that we are in our base. And so before it just said basically my login, and now it says base because we're in the Conda environment and we have all of these nice things built around it. So for example, since I'm always doing data science work, I already have Jupyter Notebook installed, so I can type that in and it will open up a Jupyter Notebook for me. So now you can see that we've got this Jupyter Notebook installed, and previously I didn't have Jupyter Notebooks installed at all, and so Anaconda has brought this in along with plenty of other packages, and so now we're on our way in order to get doing our work basically immediately. It came with all of the packages that we were looking at previously, and so we don't have to go and find all of that stuff with pip manually. And so in the next video, what we'll be doing is we'll be looking at exactly what a Jupyter Notebook does for you, the various features, and why you might use it. And then we'll start going through the rest of my workflow and install the various packages that are part of Conda but don't come from default. And then we'll also work through some examples of those showing why I'm specifically using them.